Hello everyone, I'm Ferdy Salvador. Join us in unlocking the tricks of the trade here on Trade Talks. Let's get down to business. Filipino consumers are more woke in supporting and buying local. ArteFino is a platform that supports this and celebrates the Filipino artisan by creating an environment that treasures creativity and inspired passion. Its vision is to become the leading movement that promotes a proudly Filipino lifestyle where everyone finds a sense of purpose in valuing and preserving our heritage. Since it's Women's Month, with me this morning are two of its founders, Susie Quiroz and Cedi Lopez Vargas, to talk about their passion project, ArteFino. Good morning, ladies. I'm so privileged to have both of you wonder workers on the High Life here at Trade Talks. And thank you so much for waking up early.
Thank you for having us.
I know you're super busy because the past 2 days you've already had ArteFino operating in Makati, and you must be exhausted but happy because I can see smiles.
Quite.
So please, Cedi and Susie, tell me, how did ArteFino start?
It was officially incorporated in 2017 with the intention of highlighting and celebrating the Filipino artisan and Filipino craftsmanship.
Yes.
And of course, craftsmanship, that's from north to south, right? Why did you decide this kind of platform? Of course, it's retail, and you both work very hard. I get all your messages. And of course, I feel guilty if I don't support it because you work super hard at making sure that it's marketed well.
Thank you.
And but before that, before why it became a retail platform, who was part of ArteFino?
We're 5 founders, okay? Marites Pineda, Mita Rufino, Carmela Francisco, yours truly, and Cedi Vargas.
Okay? It's power women.
Oh yes,
Five
alpha
women,
females.
Yes.
Alpha females. And how does that work?
And we represent 3 generations of women that are running ArteFino.
Really?
Yes.
I am not going to go into the specifics because I'm afraid.
No, it's a good mix.
It's a good mix.
Okay.
Because each woman brings different perspectives.
Yes, of course. I mean,
To
they
the
grew up
table,
in
yeah.
different decades, growing up in the Philippines, and it gives a different perspective on, for example, what the market wants,
Exactly. Yeah.
what heritage is, and what works in the middle, right? So I think you guys the ladies are in the middle. So what works is your component, right? But why a retail environment?
Originally kasi, it was really to help support the communities that will sustain the fairs, the products that we're pushing through. If it doesn't reach down kasi to the communities, it will die, right? The craft.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, artisans can only survive if they're supported.
Yes.
One of the other things we noticed also is that we go a lot to the SITEM trade fairs, and they are focused on foreign buyers or importers.
Yes.
And what happens is that when sometimes importation is cyclical. No?
Yes.
And there are not enough buyers to be able to support all these crafts. And so what we decided to do was to create a strong local market patronage and appreciation for these crafts so that even if there is an absence or a dearth of foreign buyers, then these crafts will survive and endure and sustain themselves.
So I love that. I love the fact that you're giving a platform to these people who otherwise will not have a voice. Because sometimes, it is a business. I mean,
you
have to run it as a business.
Yes. You have to. I mean, the art of giving back is a business. Because if you don't have that, then as you mentioned a while ago, it dies or it dissipates because what good is your craft if you can't what you call it, if you can't market it correctly?
You have to be able to sustain.
Exactly.
You also have to up their pay. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sorry.
No worries.
You have to make it like sorry.
It can be worldwide. It can be a global
Fair
thing,
trade.
right?
Yes, fair trade.
Fair
Yes.
trade.
Fair
I
trade.
love that
Just-
term,
yeah.
fair trade, Susie, because it's super important. You know, in some situations, the middlemen are very important.
Yes.
And in this case, you are the good guys as middle women, because you're using your network and your resources to make sure that
Provide the market.
exactly the platform, the market, and how for them to package it correctly.
Yes.
What products work, right? Because they can weave baskets all day long, but then if they are stagnant in design, then it doesn't sell. So this is how you connect your designers to the artisans. Which
Right.
designers have supported ArteFino in the past?
Are you asking?
Yes.
There are quite a number of them, and you know, we're seeing a good range of designers from the very established ones all the way down to the young. And this is what excites us, because the young designers come into this space,
Yes.
into this ecosystem, already with sustainability in mind.
They're woke.
Retail, yeah.
They're very passionate.
Retail consciousness and,
Yes.
and
In fact,
responsibility.
I
yeah.
just wanted to note, I was looking at Susie's pants, and they're baliktad jeans. And she told me who made it. And, you know, it's an amazing way to
Yeah.
repurpose things.
Yeah.
So you ladies are also doing something that's also environmental, because it's repurposed.
That's exactly part of our advocacy.
Yes.
Not just sustainability, but you know, you're being able to upcycle,
Yes.
reuse,
Yes.
and repurpose.
Yes.
You know.
Not
Susie.
only on the clothes, even the items that we have, the Sintra boards that we have and everything, we try to keep and repurpose them, and you know, not be wasteful.
Yes.
Recycle them.
Moving towards
ladies
zero
have to-
I mean, we have to walk the talk, basically.
Yes, this is a great benchmark for fairs like this, or entities like yourselves in the country, because Manila obviously is the financial capital of our country, but this can be borne out, they copy paste in different places in the Philippines.
That is true.
Yes,
That is
but
true.
I want to ask you ladies, you are the quiet warriors that never come out in well, at least in my radar, about helping out communities. Why?
I don't know.
Why is there a need to trumpet it?
Well, this is one theory of mine,
Yeah.
because obviously to gather more support, and I'm very proud that you ladies are very quiet about it. It's quiet warriors.
Yeah.
Which communities have you helped?
I think, Ferdy,
Yes, sorry.
it's because we direct our support to specific communities.
Okay.
Like I was telling you earlier, it's very difficult for us to address all the 80 plus communities in 1 year
Yes.
or 2 years. And so we have to direct our efforts towards 1, 2, or 3 communities a year. Yeah.
And can you give me an example of which communities you're supporting this year?
This year, we are supporting the Project Nova community in
Okay.
Bohol.
Oh, nice. I love Bohol.
Yes.
And
but
what do they do?
The community of Bohol, they are tour guides, river tour guides.
Okay.
And what happens is they have to find use for all the kayaks that have been decommissioned over the years.
So
Wow. So,
recycling.
and what do they make out of it?
They make
Bags.
bags, they make laptop.
Out of the kayak?
Yes, beautiful.
We have
beautiful
it-
bags.
Wait, that's super interesting. Like,
Yes.
what's the material of the kayak? This is plastic.
No,
Rubber.
it is rubber.
Rubber.
It is rubber.
Okay, and?
It is rubber. And it's beautifully done. It's handcrafted with hand stitching.
Recycled to backpacks,
Yeah,
Look at that.
pouches, bags.
exactly. Yeah.
That's super
So
amazing.
this is we're featuring this in
this fair
This
now.
fair
In resort.
yeah.
I'm gonna try to go after our interview because I'm gonna go
Come.
check it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Aside from
today.
Bohol, what other communities are you
We
supporting?
In the past, we've done Zara 1.
Yes.
No?
In Davao.
With the Bogobo, the beaded T-shirts
Yes.
and jackets.
Yes.
We've also helped
Anthill.
Anthill
And what
Cebu.
do
with
they
her
do?
zero waste. Her
Okay.
Argao, no? Yeah, with her zero waste project, which means she weaves. They
Like the
shred.
fishnets?
Yeah, they shred.
Okay.
They shred textiles and then they reweave them into new textiles.
So that's so cool. So
Also
would you
internet.
say, I mean, in the environmental repurposing front, this is
Yeah.
a complete 360, right?
Yes, that's what I was
amazing.
saying. It's circularity.
So yeah, circularity, and of course, I'm going to ask you about circular economies, like with the communities that you help out, because of course, I got a bag from you guys, which is just amazing. Of course, these bags that are made out of natural materials have to be planted. They have to harvest that.
That's
so
right.
there's already economy there. Then you do a finished product,
Yes.
and you help them market it, and then you refund them with your
Yes.
with your organization, and it goes back around.
Yes.
And based on these practices, what have these communities benefited? Like, have they built like schools, or have the artisans been able to teach the next generation?
I think it helps ensure the viability of their craft and their livelihood. No, because if they're able to earn a lot from it, and what we're hearing are stories of some that their husbands come back from the fields,
Yes.
and then they see their wives weaving, and they know that their wives are earning money from that, and so they help. Yeah.
Doesn't that make
They
you
help.
feel great?
So there are men that are weaving.
I love that.
Pretty. Yeah.
You know what it is, Ferds? It empowers the women that
Yes.
stay home to take care of their family,
Yes. Yeah.
which is for me, it's very important. Family is the heart of our society. And having these women that stay home, nurture their children, and at the same time, they earn a living. They help with, food on the table, putting kids to school, a roof, di ba? Nakakataba ng puso, di ba?
Not only that, you have given them something that I think is more than what you thought that your organization will give, which is independence.
Yes.
And
that's
we
the word.
dignify what it is they're
Dignity,
doing.
Dignity.
independence,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you've also saved the craft.
Exactly.
And in fact, they are also being now propagated through, because there is a commercial value of what they do. They can then pass it on, instead of them leaving the communities and unfortunately going
abroad. Yeah.
And at the same time, the craft doesn't die.
Yes.
Because some people, there was one of the first talks kasi that kind of opened my mind to this was Tita Sandiko. And
Yes.
she was talking about the banana craft, right?
Yes, yeah.
Wherein they had a hard time, parang, who wants to continue this craft when working for a call center is more,
Lucrative, yeah.
lucrative for the youth, right?
Yes.
So it's really important to put focus there and increase, di ba?
Yes.
Give them the proper, kumbaga, payment or,
Yes.
or
Value of the item, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
for the craft that they do.
Yes.
And that way, we can sustain that and we keep it alive till the next,
Yeah, because it's
because that's part of our heritage.
Yeah, not only that, it's natural for them to say, bakit pa ako magtatrabaho
Yes.
kung wala na mo bumibili?
Yes.
Hirap lang
Exactly,
ako. Because being an artisan is a thankless, heroic job, di
Yes,
ba?
yeah.
Because it takes decades to hone. And, sometimes it's not sold.
It takes,
So,
yes, yeah.
you know,
perseverance
So you really need a
and
market for it.
selflessness.
And I loved it because it's so on point that it is Women's Month, and you guys are. I'm getting a little emo because it's amazing that you have given so much hope and so much livelihood to even one person, and that makes a whole difference in somebody's life.
We're only scratching the surface here, Ferdy. There is just so much more.
I don't know how
Has to
you
be done.
ladies do it because you are also busy with your own other enterprises and your families and and your little ones running around obviously.
Yeah.
But it takes a village talaga. But
It does.
let's go talk about more of ArteFino in a moment. We're going to take a breather. Trade Talks will be right back. And we are back. You're still watching the highlights here on Trade Talks on BNC. Still with us, the amazing founders of ArteFino, Cedi Lopez Vargas and Suzy Quiroz. So during the break, I wanted to ask you ladies, what's the percentage of women artisans that you work with versus, males?
Around 85%.
About 80, 85. Yeah,
85. That is a huge number. And of course, working with these women, you hear all the stories. Cedi, you were about to tell me something before we got back on air.
Some of the stories that humble us.
Yes. What drives you? Yeah.
Yes, they're weavers in up north that when we speak to them, they say they've come back from working as overseas workers because they realize that if they don't continue with their weaving craft, it will die in their village. Mm-hmm. So they devote their lives to being able to continue the craft and to be able to teach the next generation so that it doesn't die.
Yeah, this is tantamount to being selfless.
There was another one in the Visayas who was being offered to uproot herself and her whole family to bring her craft in some other province. And she realized that, this craft is what keeps my province alive, my town alive. If I do this, yes, there will be more money for me, but it will die. It will die with me.
Yes. How do you find these artisans, Suzy? Do you comb the country? Do you go up and down from north to south?
I find this a perk of the job, okay, is that we have this on the road. Uh-huh. We visit the community. Okay, and then in the process of visiting the community, part of the fun was also, hey, what's the food in this area? Let's connect it already,
Actually, it's not a job. You guys are actually having fun with your three other founders,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm not even gonna ask about the weight gain because you guys are on the road how many times in a month or a year?
We try to do it once a year? Once or twice a year?
Twice a year.
Twice a year caravan, that's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. What about those exhibitors that you've had that they've put their products out on ArteFino during your seasons? Have you had any of them progress into the international stage?
I think a lot of them are finding their voices, and because ArteFino is just the platform, we're happy to assist them, and or to be that platform where other companies or other institutions find them and take them where they should be. Yeah.
Yes, Suzy.
One of the first grantee we have was Sarah Wan.
Yes.
Okay, and now she's the one already mentoring other people. She's been invited a couple of times abroad. So I mean, it's so, and to think, okay, when she started with us, we rejected her twice. She has to fix this one, okay, maybe like that. And it's nice that she accepted it.
Yes.
And it improved.
Yes.
And we didn't even know na parang, oops, it's Sarah pala or something. When you think
it's like
about
The Voice,
it. Yeah.
Yes,
You're auditioning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, she's
come a long way.
More than a long way, I see friends when I go abroad and they actually have her stuff, especially those little quirky bags, right?
That's right.
Which other examples do you have in mind?
Anthill, di ba?
Anthill, we have Anthill. We have Mike Claparols.
Yes.
Lacat, sustainable
Lacat for
sneakers.
Yes. I love that. that. And I noticed you're wearing, both of you are wearing the same earrings.
Yes. This is ArteFino collection.
We have a jeweler that makes this for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's filigree, so that's also a type of art.
But this is also a traditional way of goldsmithing.
Really? Yes, and from what province?
I think it's more Bulacan, no?
Yeah.
The heartland of jewelry making in our country.
Yeah.
So, when is the next ArteFino after this weekend?
The main fair is in August. So for this year we'll have it August 14 to the 17th at the 5th in Rockwell.
Okay, but you know what? I wish you would do this more than twice a year. I know you're gonna give me dagger looks because it's really tiring.
Yeah.
But because they need to see. Is there any chance that you will be working with the Trade Department?
We are in talks with quite a number of government agencies, but these are more exploratory and collaborative. whether we're exploring new textile blends or new ways of being able to collaborate with different areas now for several local governments.
I mean, I know most of you 5 founders, and it's really hard to say no to you, ladies. The moment you enter the door, okay, whatever they want, give them.
Exactly.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Any exciting new artisans that you've discovered in your last caravan?
There are a lot. You have to come over to see who they are.
Yes. In fact, there's one time that I bought salt from one of your exhibitors.
Tul. Yeah, Tul.
I got
that's from
obsessed.
Guimaras. Yeah.
I
Is that
got
the one from
obsessed.
Guimaras or
Because
Pangasinan? Yeah.
I think it's from Guimaras.
Yes, because that's another art that they're trying to revive because it's dying.
It's super dying.
It's dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, I've got the salty palette, so I thought it was amazing. And I gave it away for Christmas a few years back.
Yeah, and you can find so many applications for it.
1,000%. And the way they packaged it. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm a packaging, what you call it. I'm against like super, damning packaging. I really dislike it. If you're gonna give somebody a present, make sure that they don't have to dig for it. It's there, right?
Yeah.
And it's beautifully crafted, beautifully packaged, and the price is super fair.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
and we
reasonable.
were talking about price. You mentioned fair trade. How do you train your artisans or your communities to watch out for or to make sure that fair trade is within the process of their business?
It's part of, I think, their application. That they have to explain how their rates, their pricing, and of course we can't monitor 80 plus communities, but we do try to check.
Nice.
We try to check, especially the ones that we are considering as grantees. We try to check their process and go all the way down the value chain to try and understand it at the very least.
Wow, you both are such heroes, and your founders also. My last question for you ladies, maybe Susie first. What's your biggest mistake?
Oh, standard.
With the fair? Oh,
With anything, with life, with whatever.
oh my gosh. Well, for me, mistakes is a big part of where I am now, the success that I feel I am at this time of my life. So, no, for me, mistakes are okay. I've made a lot, but I'm okay.
Sandy.
I never say mistakes. I consider them learnings. It's part of your journey, or part of your process. So it's never really a mistake. It's a learning. Yeah.
I love it. And of course, tell our viewers, ArteFino is still happening this afternoon. It's been happening since Friday, but you still have plenty of time until the mall closes over
Today,
at Power Plant.
At the Power Plant. We're at the north and at the south court.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can
right
I
there.
just add this?
Yes.
Okay. ArteFino Fair is not just a fair. You have to experience it. ArteFino is a fair that you experience. It
I love
isn't
it.
just a buying thing that you go around or what. Iba yung bus, iba yung fiesta, atmosphere that you experienced in the fair.
Yeah. So guys, you heard it from Susie Caros. It's experiential.
Experiential
Yeah.
retail.
Yes.
That's
Thank you
what
so
it
much,
is, with a
Sadie, for your
purpose.
time.
Yeah.
This morning, and Susie, of course, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that is it for today's show. I'm Ferdy Salvador. Catch the Bilyonaryo News Channel on Free TV Channel 31 and on cable via Signal Channel 24. Thanks for watching the Bilyonaryo News Channel, always on top.